Peki vi gør det lavt, det gør vi.
Next ban.
We ban Ascent.
Ascent.
Yep.
Ascent ban.
Ban Breeze.
Breeze ban. So the decider will be Heaven.
I'll take
100 teams
Attack
GG.
big. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
GG.
And there you have it, Sunset, Lotus, and Haven. So Sunset kicking things off here. I was chatting with Tom earlier. He feels like this was a pretty good trap set by 100 Thieves in terms of maps.
I think the same. I think that they're very smart in banning the split. We could see how long Nongshim were taken. Where I was looking at the Vitas, like, it's kind of obvious. You need to think a lot about recent form and whatnot. Having that Sunset there, I was literally telling you, I think 100 Thieves are being very smart in their map vetoes so far.
They probably have something cooked up. We haven't seen their Sunset for such a long time now, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they have cooked up. We talked about them playing Harbor on almost every single map. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again, or maybe the Sage.
Maybe the Sage. Oh, and Asuna Sage, I'm so down. I'm in. Signed.
Less than a minute to go. It's time for us to do our EWC pick'ems. And so
Okay,
No.
Deacon, I've been told that you're very good at this.
Hey,
I am?
did you know what you did yesterday? Actually,
Do
we'll
you
talk
know what
about
you
it
did?
later. We'll talk about it later.
All right, we'll talk about it later, I guess. Let's start with our second match. First, PBL versus NRG.
2-1 BBL.
BBL. Okay, 2-1 BBL.
All right, we're going 2-1 BBL. Boop.
2-1
Got that
BBL.
one locked on in. And then our matchup that we're about to call here,
You
100
choose.
Thieves and Nongshim.
You choose.
There's
We've been
one
yapping.
right
We've been doing
There's
all the
one right
yapping.
answer. I believe in you. Go ahead.
Come on, Daniel.
Is it really a Nongshim win 2-1?
No.
Oh, if he
no,
says so, if he
no,
says so, if he says so.
It's okay.
That's crazy. He doesn't
He's
let me
allowed to be
swap.
wrong.
I was just kidding. It's 2-100
I'll
Thieves.
allow it.
All right, y'all. That does it here from us. Let's get ourselves ready for that first matchup. 100 Thieves and Nongshim do battle for a spot in the grand finals.
그룹 스테이지 때부터 계속해서 성장해 와서 그룹 스테이지 때보다는 확실히 좀 더 좋은 경기력으로 올라와가지고 4강 올라올 수 있어서 너무 기분이 좋아요. 저희 팀은 지금 확실히 한 판 한 판 할 때마다 연습할 때나 뭐나 계속해서 성장해 나가고 있는 단계인 것 같고 관중분들이 팬분들이 있었어가지고 확실히 더 활기차고 재밌었던 경기였던 것 같고 일단 여기 온 팀들 대부분이 자기 지역에서 굉장히 잘해서 여기 온 거기 때문에 어떤 팀이 와도 저는 다 이길 것 같은 자신감은 있습니다.
In his hands, he's got them in his palm, and he's closing into a fist. A three-piece.
I feel like from the outside looking in, it looked a lot more rough around the edges than it actually felt. I feel like in the series, I felt I was pretty in control most of the time. Things we didn't expect, maybe just really like a run for our money, but other than that, I felt in control the whole time, and yeah, it felt smooth sailing. Everyone makes mistakes, but I think we're playing a game that is even better than before, and we're taking every game with lots of lessons, and we're definitely peaking at the right time. We're all individually showing up for sure. I don't really hear the fans too much, but when I did my clutch, I did hear them. It got me hype, and yeah, always having a crowd, it makes me play even better. Every game gets me a little overstimulated. I'm just coming down right now. It feels good. And yeah, I'm happy that we're peaking right now as a team and we're in form. It feels great to play every game. I hope you guys bring your best game.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour amis gamers, bienvenue sur la STC Arena pour cette troisième journée de l'Esports World Cup Valorant. Je suis Ian et voilà Lou et nous serons vos hosts pour la journée.
Je m'appelle Lou.
Exactement.
Well, I'm cool with that. Listen, it's EWC. We expect it to be unpredictable. We expect the unexpected, and the last couple of days here in Valorant have delivered. I don't think many expected the lineup that we have here for our semis. What a few days it's been.
Yeah, especially having Vitality out this early, given that they were serious contestants for, you know, the club championship trophy. But, you know, they're out already, so there's space to take.
Yeah, we're down now to the final four. And I don't want to jinx anything, but we have seen nothing but long, contested, banger series, and I expect more of the same today. Our final four teams, 2 of them will make it to the grand final tomorrow to have a crack at this bad boy.
Indeed, with us, you're always in for a treat. Donc, comme le disait Ian, on veut pas de jinx, mais à chaque fois, depuis le début des playoffs, ça a été des longues journées, ça a été des matchs de 1. Donc, normalement, vous allez être avec nous pour tout le reste de la journée. Il n'y a que 2 tickets pour la place en grande finale. Should we welcome the first semi-finalists?
Absolutely. Please welcome, bienvenue, 100 Thieves!
Timotino, hier, C'est pris pour Kylian Mbappé et aujourd'hui il va falloir assumer. Let's see if the 100 Thieves can steal the crown here in Paris.
Absolutely oozing confidence. So far you can see it on their faces. They are ready for the occasion and see themselves in that grand final.
And against them, the last hope of Korea, the last hope of Pacific, it is Nongshim RedForce!
There might be the last hope for Pacific, but you can see they've got plenty of hope and determination in their eyes as they wave to the fans here, getting a strong ovation despite the fact that they took out Vitality yesterday.
It's Americas versus Pacific. Time to pick your champion. Choisissez votre champion.
Only one spot hangs in the balance in the grand final. Who's taking it?
Thank you very much, Lou and Ian, as we get ourselves ready. I'm not sure if you could hear that at home, but the Nongshim RedForce cheer was very, very loud. The Paris faithful made it known they are the home favorite. Possibly because they knocked out Vitality, possibly because they're not an America's team, but either way, it has been awesome with all the action here in the intros, but the ceremonies are over and it's time for the guys to get themselves into the server.
Yeah, now we're going to be seeing Sunset as that first map. Little bit of a question mark from the side of 100 Thieves because we haven't seen them play yet. But for Nongshim, they actually lost this against G2.
Yeah, very close encounters, right? But there has to be a reason for them to go into this Sunset. Maybe there were partners, like screen partners coming into the event and they have seen a little bit of that Sunset and maybe why 100 Thieves wouldn't want to play it. Maybe there are things that we just don't know about this encounter. What I do know, is now that I think about it, I do not want an Americas versus Americas final, so I'm actually with the crowd on this one.
Listen, what if you vote for 100 Thieves but not NRG?
I will do that if you do that with me.
Oh, okay. I'm not making any promises. Anyway, back into Sunset.
I don't want you, no, I don't want you. I am okay with this, as long as you don't tell me at the end of the day, oh, because Nongshim won, I want to go with NRG. Just
okay.
protecting myself.
Listen, everyone knows I'm 100 Thieves stan.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. It's public. It's on social media. It's out there. I'm not scared to admit it. But that's why I'm really looking forward to Sunset because Nongshim, their side, they've played that breach. They like to do a lot of those trap setups, fast splits into market, making sure they've set themselves up for success. But I don't know if that's going to work against 100 Thieves because they tend to cook up some crazy stuff to counter. They're really good with their duelist entries. They're good at baiting a lot of that utility too. And so I'm expecting from the side of 100 Thieves, maybe a little smile from NBS once again to make sure he knows how to counter
little bit of a smirk. I think also that G2 did a lot of their homework for them because we already saw G2 being in this situation against Nongshim, having to bounce back, having to go up against them and just deal with the utility we just saying about the breach, and I think that they did a very good job. Could it possibly be that Nongshim is about to change something again?
No way. Changing, perhaps? I think that would be super exciting to see two different comps we haven't seen before from both of these teams on a map.
Sunset
like
is back.
Sunset.
Everybody wants to know how are we going to be playing Sunset. I don't feel like there's someone out there that is 100% convinced there is the best in slot.
Yeah, the meta is not defined yet. The play style is not defined yet. There is no set strategy to play this map. The map is just so new when it's come back with all these meta changes. The only thing I do know is I'm definitely expecting a Neon. Neon has been so good clearing that elbow, taking care of the mains, and it feels like we're going to see something like that. But as the Agent Select jumps up on the screen here, we're going to see that Nongshim, they're actually keeping that breach online, Kukuka.
Yeah, they're keeping it online for the side of 100 Thieves. They've decided for something along the lines, very vanilla, very resembling of what they do also maps like Haven. Bang on that Omen. Asuna is going to jump into the Phoenix. Timotina with that Neon that you were mentioning in Athena, and the value that is going to have to find, especially with the performance that Timotina had yesterday, with them starting on the attack. Ball is completely in their court, on their court, to be a surprise here.
I think for me, it's X-Ross not on the Phoenix. X-Ross going here with the fade. He was clutch in many of those rounds yesterday on a duelist, but will flip on over to fit the composition for Nongshim RedForce. With the big talking points, you guys hammered it home. It is Timotino and Danby, 2 of the 3 best left in the tournament. They're gonna go head to head in this first map, best of 3. One step closer to the finals with this map win as we send it on over to our casters for this matchup. Pacific versus Americas, Nongshim RedForce and 100 Thieves on the call. It's Tom and Mitchman.
Thank you, Degon. It's time to kick this one off with 100 Thieves stepping down on that stage, but I was surprised to see or to hear that Nongshim, I think they might have gotten the louder cheer out of the 2.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe they've won some people over. Maybe
a lot of Gentleman's fans.
Eliminating 1 or 2 people along the way might have helped them out. But I also want to talk a little bit about the veto going into this one. I came into today going, okay, both of these teams have a bit of a map that they're going to ban. Fracture for Nongshim, it went the way I expected. It's that Sunset that was the surprise. And I saw MBS, coach of 100 Thieves earlier, and he had a grin on his face. He took out the split. He knew this map was coming, and it seems like 100 Thieves have a plan. But if it was a trap, Nongshim have gone, I'll take your trap and I'll raise you because we think we can beat you on this map anyway.
Oh, different identities brought to the server here. Nongshim starting with the breach. You see the stun lined up and it's fired through already. Asuna not long for this world. They threw out a cage to try to help him, but there was no way back for him, and now 100 Thieves are sent scurrying, leaving this position with just Cryo holding it. Lots of traffic coming his way, but he hits hard and brings us back to a 3v3.
Yeah, it's left an isolated player on the other side as well that has to be dealt with. Ivy had a phenomenal performance yesterday and is going to need another one. It's a dink connected, but it's not quite a kill. That allows a route straight towards the B site and a post plant, which actually going to be quite awkward for the defensive side because it's planted for their own spawn.
It's an excellent recovery by 100 Thieves. Cryo did the work outside of A. A formality on the trade out of the damage. Time ticks away. Francis sees absolutely nothing. Normally, you're going to expect to have seen the spike by now, but like you said, that plant position for 100 Thieves, it gives them that forward position to hold from. Awkward fight here in the corner. Vora isolated. But they've got the time on their side now. That stuns bought them even more. A paranoia to delay, and I even get them out of the corner. Maybe not for Bang. He's going to be caught off. Timotino, the last man standing, but the clock by his side forced Francis on the defuse.
Nice.
It's a narrow margin, but a solid opening from 100 Thieves.
I'll be honest, I thought that Aftershock was going to be enough to win the round. Clearing both players from that awkward corner, forcing them into a wider position, and both of them being tagged low. But it is, again, some individual brilliance from Timotino. A man who is quickly rising up the rankings of how highly rated he will be. And for 100 Thieves, of course, a team that narrowly missed out on London.
I'm out of here.
Now look to leave their mark at EWC.
Deploying drone.
Well, this one's looking a little bit quicker. An open B site. Not really anything in terms of resistance, although saying that, Nongshim have rotated him very quick.
Timotino's not looking to let Ivy out of that corner. Seemed to be a death sentence for Nongshim in the last round. Deep flash coming through. Asuna forced back by the Seas, but again for Nongshim, they don't have a lot to actually fight with. Like, they're dealing with that first burst of aggression, but they shouldn't win most of the fights yet. They're trading. They're trading remarkably well to start. But to finish, it seems to be a different story. RB left alone, trying to add more of a cost to this round, but price tag stays at 2.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more costly than they would have liked. A weapon or two that needs to be retrieved, but ultimately, that's about the minimum that the 100 Thieves would have been hoping for. And of course, Asuna getting a couple of those kills is always going to help out get towards that Phoenix. So the funny thing is, looking at these two Sunset compositions, you'd kind of look at what 100 Thieves are playing and think, I'd quite like to see Nongshim playing that. Like that more aggressive double duelist, having the potential for Exros back on the Phoenix. So I want to see what they get out of this composition that they can't get elsewhere. And well, these aggressive stun pushes seems to be a part of the plan. It hasn't caught too much in the early round. That has, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure that has much to do with the agent in play, but the breach of Francis finds one in the spam. Big pickup and a Rolling Thunder online now for Nongshim. It's going to be put through quite early on. I'm not sure they can really even follow up on that. As the smokes fade, it's just a delay strategy. It's stopping the spike from going down until reinforcements are here. Job done with Cryo alone. The rifle in his hand. A sliver of health remaining and a firing squad around the corner. Nongshim have handled that aggression beautifully.
Yeah, this is going to be about damage now. How much cost can Cryo cause this Nongshim side, or are they going to come out of this one flawlessly? It's already an impressive start. They've enjoyed these deep pushes off the back of the utility of Francis, but he's also just frying. And this was sort of the fun thing yesterday. I think in that third map in particular, we were watching Nongshim play, and a lot of it just didn't make sense. Like with how quickly they could swarm onto an opponent, how good they were with just individual shots through smoke. Okay, this one there was a reveal, but yesterday there weren't many reveals. They were just hitting those shots anyway.
Straight VS.
And if they can get back into that rhythm again, I truly believe there's no one in this tournament that can stop them.
Well, yeah, it straight up looked like they were cheating yesterday. Like, they had every read right. Even when players were in front of them, they would just cut straight through, mow them down, and Dambi, with his early aggression, was a big feature. Now, he tagged Asuna, but the ult is activated. Phoenix going to get his health bar right back, but won't get much for the ult popped. The space immediately filled in by Nongshim, but the rotate through is massive. This defensive side has all 5 players towards the A side a couple of seconds ago, and 100 Thieves are quickly switching direction. This is going to be the B site for free.
Oh, maybe
danger for Cryo, but okay, he's caught Ivy on the cross.
Well, Exros has managed to rotate in, and just the spams have helped him. He's now in trouble, though. Revealed up at the back of the site. Dambi now making a move. This is very isolated from the defense, but they are happy to make these moves alone. They have the individual players that can just take over rounds. And Dambi, once again, maybe the best of them. He leaves it down to Cryo, and there's no hope with RB on the flank. There are moments where you look at what Nongshim do and go, that is one man against the world, but when that one man is Dambi, that is enough.
Yeah, it's the best thing as well, is seeing him be challenged by a wide swing Neon, that slide going through, the thing that so often buys him that first shot on his opponent, and he just domes him. He gets him right away, like, oh no, bro, you're not gonna catch me with those tricks. Look at this, or don't. But it was unbelievable seeing him flick so quickly, take that backside control, and that's the thing, like you say, sometimes it looks like Nongshim make mistakes, and then you realize that they've just got the players who can thrive in those positions far more often than they should.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing we talk about when we look at a team like Paperex. It's like from top to bottom, they have so much individual skill. And yeah, sure, sometimes they'll get punished for it, but more often than not, they won't. Already, Ivy playing back into his utility. They're up against an eco, so you think they need to be careful, but they don't care at all. Cryo left alone. He'd hope for one. He'd pray for a second, but I don't think he's going to get anything from this round. They're just dancing around him, and it's Francis that ends up with the final kill. And look at them. This is a team in a semi-final looking for a spot in the grand final of EWC, and they are giggling.
Yeah, momentum is a big factor for this squad. We saw that yesterday, heating up as the series went on, and they're coming off the back of that win.
Francis is 11-3.
For 100 Thieves, there's a lot to deal with, and you'd think coming in, it would be Ivy based on yesterday. It would be Dambi in those big rounds, or maybe X-Ross. Or hell, RB behind the smoke. Jeez, that was ridiculous on Breeze, but Francis now the one leading the charge. And that is the thing.
Work like this.
Oh my goodness, Dambi's already in their spawn. He's running it down, and it's a taste of what 100 Thieves will have to deal with across this half. All out aggression, and they've dealt with every facet of it here. Only Francis left on 5 HP. And that might put Nongshim in their place.
Yeah, this is what we need to start seeing from 100 Thieves is, okay, we know they're going to press us. We know they're going to be aggressive. We need to be able to soak up that pressure. Otherwise, they will continue to do it in more and more aggressive ways. This time, even with the stun, Bang was able to soak up a lot of that pressure, and a solid round from him individually. A 3K to level up the scoreline and take us 3-3.
Yeah, we were definitely in that danger zone of seeing Nongshim run away.
Oh, yeah.
Think back to last map yesterday, you know exactly what that looks like.
Even Split. They won, what was it? They won I think it was an eco round from Xros. And then Xros, I think from then onwards, they won 8 rounds in a row. Like, all it takes is for them to get into a rhythm, and it's going to be very important for 100 Thieves to deny that from happening. Because don't get me wrong, there's fantastic players on both sides of the stage. You don't end up in a semi-final without that being the case, but Danby is just running it down. He's been shut down again. And now the rest of the players have got to try and find a reaction. 100 Thieves have slowed their pace quite a bit, and I think that's helping them.
Of course, last round, we saw it in the replay. Bang was finding 2 shots through the smoke. They thought that Nongshim, well, let's just go aggressive again. Let's fight them. Last time we got unlucky. This time, we'll show them what we're made of. And Xros, might not have been Danby as the tip of the spear, but the hilt just as deadly. Cryo.
Cypher बहुत अच्छी जगह पे आराम
He's got
से
a
पढ़ने
fantastic
लगेगा.
chance to backstab here. It's all going to come down to timing, though. And indeed, the direction that they go in with the hat off the head. Ivy's got all the info.
Yeah, Xros, I'll be honest, for the majority of this round, it looked like he should have been dead to rights. Nightfall, not going to connect. Both players have been able to dodge it. It does clear a lot of real estate. But those positions can be filled back in, and in fact, they have done. Isolated fights, looking like the most likely turn of core. Xros needs another, and it's his 4th kill of the round already. Looking for that last player.
Nice saves.
How does
Timing होगी वरना
Xros
फिर मार
make
जाता.
every move exactly as he needs it? And an ace already in our semi-final.
We wanted to see that comp on the other side. We wanted to see Nongshim playing the Phoenix so Xros could have a chance to shine, but my God, it doesn't seem to matter.
He's insane.
What he's playing, look at that. The read couldn't be better.
Doesn't even react. He's just made one of the most insane plays of the tournament, and he doesn't even react. My God.
Sensational for Nongshim. That's the lead secured. And proof that it's not just Francis here today. Danby will not be deterred. He is pushing.
Nice.
He is pressuring. And he's
2
tearing
दफा
them
फेल हुआ,
apart.
तीसरी दफा
The
मार
big
ही गया.
swing finally shut down by Bang. He's being the one to catch him a couple of times. The reason that Danby has fallen, but a 1 versus 3. The damage surely already done.
Question of the TP is whether or not it's worth it. Ivy low. RB in an isolated 5v is normally the safer pair of hands, forcing him into Francis again. An opportunity for a 1v1. No group up just yet. Bang's done well. Looks to try and maybe bait the idea that he's going back towards the B site. This is where you'd kind of expect the remaining players to try and group up, especially with how low Ivy is. The possibility of a clutch has gone up massively. RB's in a pretty solid position, but again, they're somewhat split.
Elbow मारेगा.
Bang's looking for him.
Oh, NT.
RB hits the shot, but that's a big risk from Nongshim to split up in a moment like that, to give him a chance.
What about the rest of the round?
Well,
this is the 3rd round in a row. The Danby has pushed the same angle.
And keep in mind, it started with him being shot through the smoke. Bang got a double to shut down the round before. The last round he ran out, immediately died as well. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's what he's been running. And it is just that confidence. That's the problem. You know, for this squad, I actually don't know what it takes for Danby to go, ooh, I need to tighten up here. I need to play.
Maybe it was 3 in a row. We'll never know. We'll never know now.
I'm not so sure.
This is a tough one as well when you're on the coaching staff, of course. NBS, Doom Bros, checking in with their players, and you're kind of in a spot where I think there hasn't been a pause call before this because their players are going to be very clear of what Nongshim are doing. They're running it down. They're sprinting down mid, trying to fight you early, setting up a stun, putting in utility to try and make those fights awkward, and then kind of slaughtering you in those moments. And although we have seen 100 Thieves already correct in some of the earlier rounds where it's like, okay, we've been able to stop that, we've been able to deny Danby and then get aced by Xros, you then kind of go as a coach and go, well, yeah, you guys know what's happening. You know what's going on. It's just they haven't been able to find a solution to it, or at least a consistent one.
This goes here.
For 100 Thieves, cracking the code is going to be tough on this one. Pistols brought in for Nongshim. A likely 6th. And of course, against an eco, we all know what teams do. They push. At least to start. Nongshim went towards A main. They looked for it with Danby. Trying to swing around that corner. Outlaw in hand. And he then holds the angle. This is a different face to Nongshim. They're going to play much more passive in that early fight. And the space they're containing allows those rotations to go through. I don't think 100 Thieves are going to be quite ready for this much presence from Nongshim. 3 players towards top mid, one of them being Breach as well with a full kit to play off of. Xros as well taking one through the walls. Certainly not going to help things out. A Paranoia perfectly placed gives RB a follow-up. And the Spike's now down in the open. Even when they don't push, their aggression being primed.
Oh, nice.
Cryo bringing us back to a 2v2, and from what seemed to be a secured round for Nongshim moments ago, there's now a battle on our hands.
Again, split between right on the edge, waiting patiently. Bang's won that fight as well. It's left to Danby, and it's a thrifty round that comes through. Cryo, Timotino managed to make that one work. As you said, with the first couple of picks, I thought this was going to be a nigh on simple round for the side of Nongshim, but there was a recovery.
Well, I think it was a simple round. They had tempered aggression to start with. It worked well with a trap setup on top mid. They pounced on the back of it. This is something we saw from them yesterday. Their defensive sides were really annoying to play against because they were constantly setting up these little traps across the map. They do that here with the early aggression from Danby. And then in the 5v3, they keep pushing. And that's the problem, overheating. I like the idea from Nongshim. I like the approach, the change of pace, but once things started to go their way, they got a bit too excited. It's given 100 Thieves a 4th round and a chance to still compete for this half.
Yeah, ults galore. Both sides having plenty to play with. Run it back, the overdrive for the attack, and Rolling Thunder, Nightfall, and an overdrive of their own. Gives a lot of opportunities, even just with the fact that RB can quickly rotate to the other side of the map, or that they have ults that will deny the push. And that's where I feel like 100 Thieves have to be a little bit more careful in this round based on time. You go in too late in the round, you get hit by one of those ults, it could end your round. But also you've got to be careful for everything else that Nongshim have been doing, which are those trap plays. They've been doing it throughout the tournament on their defense. For now, they've felt out the map, realized the passiveness of their opponents, and now with 35 seconds, look to head in towards this A side, or B side, sorry.
Nightfall put to market for now. But most of 100 Thieves are coming out of main. It was only Timotino who was unspotted. Going to be shut down by Danby, but they have found themselves an advantage nonetheless. Rolling Thunder trying to pull it back, delaying that time. Spike on the site, isolated, but not dropped.
I know
Vora
exactly where you are.
Somehow survives in that corner, but the cross is needed. 10 seconds, and Vora's there for more. His head may be bloodied.
Spike planted.
But unbowed in the end as 100 Thieves find themselves the site. It looked like they were up against it. Even with the man advantage, the Rolling Thunder, the fly through from Danby, but they dealt with it all.
Yeah, really good work from them. RB now the last man standing, and he's going to clear one, but Vora there to close around with a quad. Fantastic stuff from him individually, but also just as a unit. They're able to soak up that pressure, not panic when it gets down into those last few seconds. Obviously, the plant was the main goal, trying to deny it on the Nongshim side. You can see the aftershock sent through, but it's the clear of Francis that makes sure that there's no real danger towards the end. And the fact that Vora is also hitting one of those shots while stunned has helped him out massively.
Yeah, I mean, Vor did a phenomenal job. The pressure he was put under in that corner, his teammates isolated, the wall was trying to help him, and maybe it did give him the edge he needed to quickly correct. For Nongshim, they're left to pistols. Again, they should have 6 on the board already. 5 versus 3 in the anti-eco, but 100 Thieves managed to pull it back, find themselves with still a chance to take the lead by the time this closes. We talked about Nongshim's traps, though. It's been a huge problem for teams before. That stun, that flash, but a counter flash from 100 Thieves has bought them a bit of space, a bit of time, and indeed an advantage with RB down. Nice work. That was really all the eggs in one basket for Nongshim. If that push works out, they've got a weapon on the floor, but instead, rotations to the A site, and 100 Thieves again picking the easier hit.
Yeah, I think Cryo's done well consistently throughout this attack side to sort of hold on to space. He will lose the fight versus Ivy. There's always deadly players on the Nongshim side, but they are being picked off one by one. Good use of the paranoia as well, just to remove a lot of that additional danger. Even still, though,
Spike planted.
they managed to make this scary. A late flank back. That's a freebie for Francis. We're now in a 2v2 scenario, and sure, there is a Hunter's Fury if necessary. I think that might now be the plan. You can see Vora falling back into a more passive position to maybe make that ultimate a little bit more viable.
Yeah, out goes the drone. A tag here, and maybe the ult will be popped. You can save it for time at this stage, though. That clock has run way too far down. Reveal going through. That player's spotted. The spam has not landed. Oh no! Do they think that they've cleared it? Thankfully, the defuse no longer underway. The issues seemingly gone as time will decide this fight. Asuna playing it patient and securing 6 for 100 Thieves. They've now taken the lead.
Yeah, it's a costly round, but it's one where ultimately I don't think you're going to be too worried on the 100 Thieves side. You get through towards the end of the half, and economically they should be absolutely fine to get back into the next one. Again, it shows that there never seems to be a free round, but they've at least, after what was, I think, 5 of 6 rounds in a row, managed to stabilize, managed to hold on versus what was an incredibly aggressive defense. And at minimum, they're going in even at the half.
It's a damn side better than it looked like it was going to be. Lifting the lead from their opponent's pocket, now a chance to lock it in at the halftime. For 100 Thieves, a slow start. They know that there's likely a trap somewhere. But this breach, the stun's being held for the start of so many rounds to try to get Danby into position. They've heard the noise in middle. Danby is patient for now, but that time was soon to come that he would go pushing forward. Look at 100 Thieves, though. They immediately fall back, using even the Phoenix Blaze wall just to isolate off that angle, make it harder for Danby to push through, to cancel his aggression. And that's what they're doing for the entire first minute. They are waiting for Nongshim to give them an advantage. And instead, it's Nongshim to take it.
Yeah, cool. Just spam the smoke and get an opener. Back towards the B site.
30 seconds left.
Direction for now. It seems like the defense are setting up for a retake, but then Ivy looks to walk in, looks to hold the ground. Paranoia is perfect, though. And Cryo further up than expected. Then the 1-2 punch as Asuna does the same. It leaves them again with a man advantage, and they're waiting for these pushes, these solo aggressive plays from the side of Nongshim that they got away with earlier in the game. Now they're getting punished time and time again. And unless Exros has another miracle round, it looks like a 7-5 half.
100 Thieves figured them out. They did indeed crack the code. The vault is wide open as Nongshim's aggression punished. Oh, that's beautiful from Exros. Good prediction. But it's not enough for Nongshim. A guaranteed 6th round seems to be on the board, but we finished the half 7-5 with 100 Thieves stealing the lead out of Nongshim's back pocket. That one has gotta hurt. This felt like a series that they had control of, and especially because they were losing those rounds based on overconfidence, based on overplaying their hand.
Well, you have to bear in mind as well that this feels like a punish pick for the side of Nongshim. This is them going, okay, you're not going to ban a map that you've been banning throughout the whole tournament. We're going to pick it to punish. And I'll be honest with you so far, sure, there were 5 rounds where I was looking at that and going, this is worrying for 100 Thieves. And then they recover. They take that pause, they soak up pressure, and they manage to double back into it. That was a good recovery from them.
Yes, a familiar face here in the arena. Vous le reconnaissez peut-être, c'est pas le coach de Vitality qui m'a rejoint. Vitality coach Paul, here with me. Yesterday you were on stage, today you're with me. I'm sorry, it's a pleasure to be with you, of course. I wanted to know, because you faced Nongshim yesterday, right? You must have watched their VOD, etc. So I wanted to have your little insight and thoughts on why they're a great team according to you.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't let me back on the stage again today, so I've got to watch Nongshim from here. I think they're a fantastic team just because of how coordinated they are. We've seen this throughout the year. They make the most of a lot of the meta, but also just they start the round in a way where they know exactly what they're doing. Halfway through the rounds, they then make a really clear decision. They know exactly what they're doing, and then they've got a huge amount of talent to clean up at the end.
Yeah, who's their best player?
I think Danby got Neon nerfed at the beginning of the year, but I think it's Ivy so far for me. I think he's put in a fantastic performance this event so far.
Fair enough. Danby and Ivy, du coup, première question, vous avez affronté Nongshim hier, c'était compliqué. J'imagine que tu as dû regarder beaucoup de VOD, etc. Pourquoi est-ce qu'ils sont forts selon toi? Énormément de decision-making collectif, ils trouvent les solutions ensemble, ils sont impressionnants, toujours même en milieu de round. Et pour moi, le meilleur joueur actuellement de Nongshim, c'est Ivy. And last but not least, even though the result, didn't go your way, etc., what do you want to be taking back, to Berlin from this weekend in Paris? I mean, this entire week in Paris, and also EWC.
I think we've been enjoying a bit of the weather, and the sun's been nice to actually be in Paris and be somewhere else. But I think ultimately the biggest thing is just getting to see the fans, getting to see all of you guys that have come to actually support. Unfortunately, not today. But yeah, being able to actually share a little bit more time with the club and feel like we are part of something that is a lot bigger than us. So it's nice.
Absolutely. Donc, dernier petit mot de balle pour les fans. Ravi d'avoir pu vous rencontrer évidemment toute cette semaine. Merci à tous pour votre support. And let's see if Nongshim can or not take the win on this first map.
What does it take to beat Nongshim? Well, that's not a question that Pal can answer, but it looks like 100 Thieves may have come in with that question pre-filled. They played a blinder in that first, especially the second quarter. They come in with a complete awareness of what Nongshim want to do. They're ready for every piece of aggression. They seem to have protocols to deal with it, especially around mid in that late stage for Danby. He was not having even close to the success that we saw yesterday, where at times we had to question if he was even mortal.
Well, onto the attack they go. Versus G2, that's where we saw the most improvement, but Cryo has been on a tear. His attack side lurks definitely were a big part of holding on to a lot of that pressure. Even still though, RB's gone TPing into the site. The ground is being claimed, but a pre-take in from the defensive side. They're not just gonna sit back and cower away from this Nongshim side. They will take the fight before they can get the spike down. A brilliant round, a clean round, and a pistol that will hold a lot of value.
Oh, that is a big step in the right direction now. I'm seeing MBS looking very comfortable on that side of the stage. As you said, you come into this, you feel like it could be a punish, but it's looking for 100 Thieves like it very much is something that they have prepared for day and night. Pistol, the cherry on top after a solid first half, a resurgence as well. The wind fully in their sails at 8-5.
Yeah, saving a map for the semi-finals.
Oh, that's a Spectre.
Is crazy. But yeah, a solo
Spectre with
no shield Spectre.
Shields. Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna ace. I'm ready.
I think he might have bought that as the barrier went up. I genuinely think that was a mistake.
We'll have to ask. Or maybe we'll never know. Oh! It's not gone fantastically well for Francis and his Spectre, but there is one Spectre that's shining on the other side. Cryo continuing his reign of terror. As only Ivy stands and Cryo's there with 4 to his name. A big round individually, maybe not the player you want to get your orbs on, but I don't think they're going to care.
I don't think that they're going to be very happy on Nongshim RedForce, on Francis in particular.
They'll just buy a sheriff and headshot everyone, it's fine.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it does work a lot of the time. Look at him. He makes that big investment. He jumps to the side, and he gets picked out of the air.
He's just going to be the util boy. Util boy for this round. You sit back, put in the stuns. As long as he can afford his aftershock.
It's just so unlucky. He's like, oh, I bought this probably by accident, but I'll see what I can do with it. Just immediately blind fired at, caught in the crossfire. Now for 100 Thieves, set up close on A main. This is nasty. Timotino's going to be spotted, but there's a flash prime from right behind him. No, there's not. As soon as ran away, Timotino's dead. He's being sold to the Wolves, and they're eating good with Asuna. Good work to at least find the one, but much more needed. As players drop like fries, it will... Fries? Well,
whoa.
Fries
Put him in the bag, bro. Put him in the bag.
Fries drop into the deep fat fryer. It's all good.
Sure, why not?
Cryo's in 1v3. They know where he is. They're all now grouping up on this angle as well. Well, I actually no. I guess they're not. X-Rust just walked across with his knife out, so they're not certain.
Another one way. Can make it awkward, and Cryo's been good, but that one was a bridge too far. The stinger that was on Francis didn't play too much of a part in the end, and you can see the sheer pace that this attack side of Nongshim will look to try and bring through into some of these rounds. This is where things should get a little bit more interesting, though. The rifles on the board for both sides. The first full investment, the only ultimate online, the neural theft, which, okay, if Nongshim tried to pull off a ruse, might affect the round, but by the looks of it, they're gambling on this A side once again.
Certainly looks to be. Timotino's happy about that at least. But the first pick, Paranoia landed on a couple. They're forced back, and that staggers the fight.
One enemy remaining.
Leaves Bang and Asuna. Some easy duels and double digits seemingly on the board for 100 Thieves. This was a big round for Nongshim. The rifle for Ivy. Left on the other side of the map, and I think now they're going to start to get an idea of what 100 Thieves are looking for early on. Like, it's been a lot of presence on that A side. A lot of utility swinging out, not just from Timotino, but it's the fact that Asuna is there. You have the Phoenix flashes, you had the Paranoia from Bang coming deep. Get aced.
Okay. That was nice and clean.
I like the reposition, but I think he stepped a little bit too much. I'm almost certain Vora heard him, and there's a ping on the map right here. Yeah, he's got those pieces of info connected. Double digits locked in for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it looks like they're fairly in control of this at this point. Those explosive moments of those 5 rounds in the middle of the pack. It seemed like it could be the same steamroller that we saw yesterday. And then 100 Thieves have learned to soak up that pressure. They had responses to that same side A aggression that they failed to hold in the last round in their bonus. And already we're going to see the pause out of Nongshim. Now, they are a team that are quite happy, if the moment feels right, to invest even 2 pauses back-to-back in a row if they feel that they are necessary. But it looks like we're going to have them talk things over in this circumstance to see if they can find a solution, and quick as well, because you coming up with that punish, sure, I don't think that I sit there and look at Lotus and feel like it's a dominant in either side. In fact, both teams have beaten an EMEA team in overtime. Those are the victories they've had throughout this tournament so far on Lotus. But even still, when you go into Sunset, a map your opponent hasn't played, and they look this comfortable, it does seem like 100 Thieves are coming today with a game plan.
I will look at Nongshim as well, though, and my genuine wonder is, have they tripped themselves up? They're still playing the game the way that they want to with that late round aggression. Think of the defense, the round that we said they should have pushed up to 6 on, and even more perhaps. They end up in a 5v3 off of playing the comp the right way. But in the late round, with the advantage, they go back to their scrappy style. They look for the fights, they push too much. And the comp isn't really allowing them to do that. It's a burst of aggression, it's a trap play, and a reset. Nongshim skipped the resets, and now they've been put miles behind. A chance to fight back here. Rifles in hand for a majority, but Danby down already.
Yeah, they've managed to at least deal with the ult. And then Ivy's hit the shot to Timotino. That's going to level the playing field. Shot dart into the back of sight will do damage, but the kills are going one way and one way alone. In fact, they're all going the way of Nongshim. A back and forth on this A side of the map, but some very low players. RB one of them, 2 HP, flash. He's gonna re-peek on 2 health. That's almost too easy. Weapon now retrieved, but Francis holding in the corner might just have done enough. It comes down to 1. Cryo has been the best player so far, but that time has been ticking for quite a while. And his opponent in Ivy is just waiting for him to try and make his move. He'll get it to half a leaf, maybe even try and stick it a little further, but he lands the shot at the last second. Has he got the diffuser? He has!
Oh, nice.
Cryo once again! It's gonna close out a round for 100 Thieves.
This match is bang बहुत जबरदस्त खेल रहा है.
That is a crazy clutch from him. It felt like it was played pretty well on the other side. Ivy ran the clock down as much as he could, even went in for the shoulder peek at the end there. And from his perspective, there's a good chance that it's being stuck. If the time is so low, not many would have the balls to stop at this stage, allowing the reveal to come through while he's still crouched down below. And you can see even at the end, they weren't sure he had it, but a big win, a big fight as well, right off rip. 100 Thieves, they changed the regression to the B side, but they found, oh, the TP from Bang, they thought he left.
Bang.
But somehow, he survives in the shadows, a corner, unchecked, and Nongshim needing a clutch now.
Bang.
A 1v2 with Bang still in their way. It is his round and his alone to put 100 Thieves on 12.
I think he would have put Houdini to shame with the way he managed to disappear from vision and then reappear in a spot that nobody expected. Not one player was ready for Bang in that corner. And no surprise, I think we're going to be seeing another pause. Just look, they're swapping guns, and it's the half check from Francis. That moment is going to be in the back of his head for quite some time. He looks to check if somebody's there, but it's a half check, and they're punished for it.
They'd already killed 2 players. They saw re-aggression coming out, and why would he still be there? And then just further reinforcement. You hear that TP, and you think, anyone who was even cautious of him being around there, he's leaving. He's running away. He's fleeing. Let's get around that corner and catch him. Losing sight. A small gap. And 100 Thieves use it to blow this map wide open for Nongshim. They are so far behind now. This is a squad that seemed to have a commanding lead at a point with a chance to push it even further. They failed to secure a lead at the halftime, and from there, 100 Thieves have emptied the vault. They've taken them for everything they're worth, with Nongshim almost guaranteed to need a reverse sweep for the grand final spot.
Yeah, back-to-back clutch rounds.
Bring them down.
And now Nongshim need to find 6 in a row. The thing is, they've been investing over the last few rounds, so it's not like they've been building up to a big buy. This is still them on the brink. Only a singular primary rifle, but they do have a couple of ults to play with. Now, we saw them on the defense use both of these in one round.
Nice.
Wow, blink and you miss it. Timotino's already got the first that could be putting map 1 on the board for 100 Thieves.
Nongshim sending this to the A side. Only one man stands there, but it is the demon from their darkest dreams, their nightmares in the previous Bang. In the corner, put 100 Thieves up to 12. Timotino's not stopping either. He's pushing forward, but Bang will have to hold his ground, but the reinforcements are coming. A tag up onto Francis. He's down to 10 HP, and what was previously 1 man on this A site is now 3, is now 4. In fact, 100 Thieves have wrapped in heavy, and it seems like Nongshim are going to take advantage of that. The spike's going the other way.
Playing off site. Nice shot from Dammy. He tries this as a ruse. The TP is going to give the information that they are outside that side of the map. Already rolling Thunder in, but it's not going to connect onto anybody. They'd left that back moment of the site. Shock dart in. Plant will be coming through with 7 seconds to spare, and this flank could end up being everything, but it needs to get a move on. In fact, I think he knows it, starts running it down behind, tries to give space, but it's Vora again, leaving RB as all that remains, and 100 Thieves from what was looking like a bit of a dangerous map, a map they banned all the way through the tournament so far. They have won it convincingly in the second half.
A remarkable performance from 100 Thieves, starting out behind and then running away with the game. For Nongshim, coming in today after dishing out an incredible defeat to Vitality. You thought that they would come in today as the biggest challenge 100 Thieves have ever faced, and yet we have seen them prepared for every trick up the sleeve of Nongshim. 100 Thieves starting this out 1-0, and it seems like there's danger for Korea's #1.